Hey everyone, this is going to be a very quick series on some of the biggest winners from this week. The purpose of this series is to just go over some of the largest winners from the week and some of the losers as well, and to see how we could have gotten the best possible entries and what would have been our best exits. So we are going to again go over the top winners, and we are also going to go over the top losers as well. I just want to make it fair. And this is these are some of the alerts that we're going to go over. You can see that this UPS alert, this had about 200% profits. This was posted yesterday. Then we have other alerts as well, again 208 profits, 153% profits. So these are the non-filtered alerts. So I'm not trying to cherry pick anything here. These are all the alerts from this state to this state that had a high confidence score. I just sorted based on that score, and we are going to go over a few of them in this very mini series. And then the hope is that it will help you pick up better alerts next time, and it will also help you time your entries and exits. So let's start. So this video is only going to be about this UPS alert that was given on April 29th at about 10 a.m. EST time. So we had a 71% confidence, which is very good. So on average, the confidence score somewhere falls between 55 to 65%. So whenever we see something that's highly confident, then we need to look into that alert to see if we can find something good. The stock was at 200 at that time. The price of this contract was $1.25. The strike was 200, and the expiration was actually next day. So this was a very risky contract. So right off the bat, whenever you see a 1 day till expiration contract, you have to know that it comes with a lot of risk and a lot of reward. So you need to be aware of the risk and reward ratio here, because you might get these 200% profits, but you can also lose 100% of your money. So the upside here is, let's say, 100, 200, 300%, but the downside is also 100%, because if the stock price is somewhere below the strike price, then since this is a call contract, and if you know something about options, you'll know that this is going to expire worthless. So we are going to lose our $125. So just be aware of the risk and reward whenever you're going into these contracts. If you are new, then we highly suggest that you always add about 3 to 4 weeks of time in every contract that you go, using the Bullseye tool that we are going through right now. But since we are just going to follow these contracts as they were given by the tool, we are going to go over UPS now to see how we could have timed really good entries and exits here. So this is the dashboard of UPS, and we have the 15-minute chart open right now. So let's see, the alert was given at about 10:04. Yeah, 10:04. You can see that was about here. So this was the time where the alert was given. The last low at the time of this alert was somewhere between this, the lowest low. We always try to anchor these VWAP lines from the from the lowest low or from the highest high. So in this case, we have it from the lowest low. Whenever we want to find support areas, we go to the lowest lows to anchor it, and then whenever we want to find resistance areas, we go to the latest highest high. And you can change the time period by going to this VWAP period. So this was where the alert was given. At this point in time on the 15-minute chart, we can see that the price was right above the 20 moving average. This is the 20 moving average, and then we had the 50 moving average below the current price. However, you can see that there was also a resistance here that we had just broken through. So this was the time we just broke through this resistance level. So whenever you see a consolidation period where you hit the resistance, you hit it again, and instead of going down, you start to consolidate right around that resistance area, that's always almost a perfect sign that if a breakout happens from that point onwards, it's going to go up with a very nice uptrend, and there might not be any hurdles when the breakout actually happens. So we can see that we were here on a 15-minute chart, then at this candle the breakout happened, although this was a red candle, and the next candle it went low, but now this has become a support area. So we are expecting the price not to go below this. So if this alert had come at this point in time, then right this candle, this would be a perfect entry because we just had a breakout and we had a 20 moving average support. So moving averages always act as dynamic support and resistance levels. You have to remember this point. So we had a support, then we also had an anchored VWAP support right below this point, and we just broke out of this resistance level. So we have three confluence signals. The entire platform is based on trying to find confluence factors, where if multiple things are telling us that our play is good, then we can go into that play and that play has a higher probability of success. But if we only find one or two signals that are going in our favor, then that's not good, especially if we just have one signal. We always want to find two or three things that are going into our favor, and that way you'll see that you'll do your trading in a much better way. You will be more profitable. So always try to find multiple signals that are going into your favor. So here we have the moving average support, we have the anchored VWAP support, and we just broke out of this beautiful resistance level where we first consolidated and then broke the resistance. If we just break a resistance level without any consolidation, then you'll often find that those breakouts are not that good. But if we consolidate first and then suddenly break, then those breakouts are usually very good. And you can see that right here the volume increased as well. So you can see the volume bars are slightly bigger as well. So higher volume on a breakout where there was consolidation first and there was a resistance level on top, that's just money here. So this would be our entry if the alert came just 5 to 10 minutes ago. But unfortunately the alert came at 10:04. So this was the candle. So now you have two choices. You can either just enter right here, because this is a really good entry because we just broke out and it was only 2 candles ago. So this right here would be your entry. There is no other entry anywhere after this, at least for this particular day. So this would be your entry because we just broke out. That would be the reason. You enter here and you go up, and you can see that at this point in time, now you have started to hit a resistance. So this candle hits a resistance, it comes back, then this candle as well, this candle as well, this candle as well. And now here we were doing the same thing and we were going back, but finally we had this consolidation area. Now since from here to here you would already have about 50 to 100% profit, since this was a 1 day till expiration. Again, the reward is very high. So from this point to this point, I'm almost certain that there would be about 100% profits. So you always want to get out when you are anything between 75% to 100% profits, because those are really big profits. And what happens with new people is they go to all these websites and pages and they see 500 and 1000% profits and they want to reach that level. Please know that that's always impossible to do in a long run and to do consistently. So whenever you hit a 100%, 200 max, you need to just get out, or at least get out partially. So if you have 2 contracts, at least sell the first contract after you are above the 50% profit threshold. That way you'll realize that you are a lot more consistent with your profits and you are not really chasing anything, and then you lock in your profits and then you, let's say, let one contract go up or low. So please always take care of how you take your profits, because that's a really important skill that you need to learn. The way we use it is just the way we do it is just wait until we have a 50%, let's say 75%, sell our first contract, then wait, let's say, until we reach 100 or 150%, and then sell the second contract. Because you have to know that 100% profits, that's a really large amount. That's like that's not normal. So if you are at 100 and you are waiting for the profits to hit 500, then that's not realistic and you should not aim for that. So this, when we see that we now have a resistance level, we should have exited here, because we hit this level at least 5 times and then we went down. So when we went down right at this candle, we know that this resistance level worked and it has pushed the price down now. So this would be our first exit. So let's do this. So this would be our first exit. So we have the first entry, we have the first exit. But let's say you don't even look at this contract until the very next day. You see that this contract was up to 100% yesterday and you still want to enter it. So what do you do then? So what you're going to do is you're always going to wait for the price to fall on one of these moving averages or this anchored VWAP or any support line. You never want to trade when the price is somewhere in between, because that, again, you'll see this in every one of our videos, that does not provide you the best reward to risk ratio. So we are here, and let's say we now know that this was a contract, it worked really well, but we want to enter. So you cannot enter it here, because one, there has been no breakout, so we didn't enter here. Although we knew that consolidation is happening, this could have still gone just down after hitting this resistance level. We entered on the breakout, we entered on one of these candles, so there has been no breakout from this resistance level. So you can't just enter here because you are assuming that the breakout is happen. You need to wait for the breakout to happen before you enter on the breakout. With some experience, you'll be able to enter before as well, but please, for the sake of simplicity and for the sake of completeness, always enter on the breakout, at least for right now. Then you can see that the next day the price actually went down, and what happened was it formed the support area the very next day. There's the area. So now let's try to find a few confluence factors again. So one, this area is actually very close to the last support level. So this is a support level because previously it was a resistance, and now it has been crossed and it has become a support level. You can see that these are very close to each other. So that's the first confluence factor. This is an area that's very close to the previous support area. Let's extend this as well. The second confluence factor that you can see here is this area is actually the 50 moving average support as well. So those are two confluence factors. The third is, you can see this anchored VWAP. This is actually acting as a support here as well. So again, similar to how we had multiple confluence factors here, we have multiple confluence factors here. We have three different types of support areas here, which is always great. So your second entry is going to be right here. So you can enter in any of these candles. Preferably you want to wait for a few candles, because at this or this candle you can see that this area is acting as a support and the price is just not going below it. So you enter in any of these candles, these three candles, you can enter at any of them, and then you wait for the price to either go below this, and if that happens, then that means the support has been broken and you need to just get out with your 5, 10, 15% loss. But since this was a support area, the expectation was that it's going to go up from here. So if you had bought at any of these three candles, again, you're going to go up and up and up, and then you have this resistance level. But again, being very frank, this is somewhat of a weird resistance level, because we only had 2 instances where the price touched it, 3 actually, and the 4th time we went down. So you still wait for the price to go up or down at this point in time, because we went up and we went down. So you need some more assurance. So you wait till, let's say, this candle, because this candle is now actually, we have actually hit the resistance and we are now coming back. And from this point to this point, again, you would have garnered about 100% profits. So that's, again, the very simple tips. All you need to do is find a lot of confluence factors, and when multiple things are going into your favor, that's when you enter into one of these alerts. And if you had gone into, again, any of these 2 entry signals and you had exited when you had 50 or 100% profits, so even if there was no resistance here and the price just kept going up, at least do a partial exit of your contracts. So if you did that, then you would have garnered about 213% profits at max, which is, again, a very large amount. So that was a very quick video on how to go into this, how to go into one of these alerts. So this is the first video in this series. We are also going to make a few more videos on some of these other alerts, the wins and losses. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this.